Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today we're in here in our bathroom, and our bathroom faucets have recently started dripping. They don't drip all the time, but occasionally. And the brand name of these particular faucets is Price Fisher. And we're going to walk you through how to replace the valve inside the faucets. It's a very easy repair. It only takes a couple of tools. I got a pair of needle nose pliers, I got Allen wrenches, and I got a crescent wrench. And I may not even need the needle nose pliers. It's just that simple. So now let's replace this valve. Before we get started, I'm going to take just a moment to tell you, in the video we replaced our hot water valve. Everything went nice and smooth. It works well. But when we got to the cold water side, we ran into additional problems. So make sure you watch this video to the end of the video to see the additional problems that we ran into, that you may run into, and what you may need to do to repair those problems as well. Now, I would recommend that before you go buy parts, take the old part out and take it with you to purchase your new valves. Keep in mind the left and the right, the hot and the cold, are different part numbers because they turn different ways. Now, when you're getting started, the first thing you want to do is reach under your sink and turn off your water valves for the sink. I would recommend doing both sides at the same time, so go ahead and turn both your valves off. And to take your handle off on this Price Fisher, you're going to need an Allen wrench, and right underneath there is the screw. You loosen that up. Now, mine's already loose. It may be tight. You may have to put your Allen wrench in this way to get more leverage to break it loose. But you loosen that some, and then your handle may be a little stiff, but it should come straight up like that. That gets the handle off. Now, the next thing is with your crescent wrench. There's a large brass nut right here. Put your crescent wrench on there and turn it. And you may see I got a wash rag back here. When you take this loose, the water that's up in here is going to drain out. It's not going to be a lot of water, but you will have some water coming out. So I like to have something there to catch that. Okay, there we go. And I'm just unscrewing that with my hand. You can see some water starting to come out now. Some of it's going into the sink. One thing I forgot to tell you is close your valve that's in the bottom of your sink. Just in case you drop a part, you don't necessarily lose it. But always do that before you start. I forgot to tell you that. And then pull this up. Now, as you can see, this, and Ann said this kind of looks like a spark plug, and it does, but part of it stayed down in there. It's supposed to come out together, but it doesn't. That's not unusual. That's why you may need the needle nose pliers. But you can reach down in there and grab these parts. There may be several parts that come out, but all those need to come out. That's a little seal that goes in there. And this may be a little bit difficult. You may need some really sharp needle nose pliers, but you got to get it out. There it is. Now, when you get this part out, that's the bottom of it. And like I said, it should have stayed together, but mine didn't. And I don't think that would be unusual. And as I said, take this with you when you go to buy your parts to replace it, to make sure you get the right thing. These are the valves that we purchased. They're not the Price Fisher brand, but they're a replacement, an exact replacement for the Price Fisher valves in these sinks. We got one for the hot side, one for the cold side. Like I said, they are different because they turn different ways. So right now I'm starting on the hot side, so I'll take the one that's for the hot, I'll take it out, and there's the new valve. As you can see, it's all together. It should stay together when you pull it out, but with wear, they tend not to. Just make sure that when you take your old one out, you do get all the parts out. Put your new one in there. Should just screw in. when you tighten this thing up, don't tighten it real tight, just get it real good and snug. At this point, actually on this one, with this silver part here at the top needs to unscrew because that did not come with the new one. Screw that into the top of the old one. That is necessary because the set screw under here ties in with this, so it's got to be on there. Alright, adjust your handle the way you want it. And if you want your handles back a little bit, going forward a little bit, you just adjust it the way you want it. Take your set screw, tighten it up. There we go. At that point, you cut your water on and you're good to go. At this point, we have replaced our cold water valve just like we did our hot water. And we ran across an additional problem. But before I explain that to you, I want to say something about the parts that we purchased. We purchased our parts at a local hardware store. And those valves that we put in cost us $7.60 a piece. At a local big box hardware store, they were almost $16 a piece. We'll put a link in the description where you can purchase them on Amazon for the price Fisher valves like we have. I think they're $12 there. So just be aware that it pays you to check around for price. Don't just go on my recommendation. Do a little bit of price shopping. But anyway, to show you the problem that we ran into, first I'm going to turn on the water for the hot water side, and then here's the hot water working. Works great, don't drip, nothing. The problem's on the cold water side. When I cut the water on for the cold water side, it runs. We can't cut it off. Works fine to speed up, I can slow it down, but I can't make it stop. Now I'm going to cut the water back off underneath the sink because that makes noise. Now in this photo, in this point is the hot water side, and where the arrow is pointing is the base of where the new valve seated into the faucet. And it looks nice and smooth, it feels good, it's sealed well. Now on this side, the seat, it looks about the same, but it's rough, it's pitted a little bit, and that pitting in the base of that seat is what's causing the water to run even when the valve is turned off. It's just, the base is corroded some. So the only repair for that is to replace the whole faucet assembly. So we are going to order new faucets for our bathroom. And so in the future there'll be a video about replacing the faucets if you're interested in how to install new faucets in your bathroom. So don't miss that. This video has been a great example of how some DIY projects work great and some don't. In this case, the valve that we replaced on the hot water side worked great, no problems. The valve on the cold water side gave us additional problems. But don't get aggravated when you run into things like this. It's just the nature of doing DIY stuff. Just look at your new problem, figure out what the solution is, and go for it. In our case, we're going to be ordering and replacing the whole faucet assembly. So that video will be coming up soon. And at this point, I'd just like to say we really appreciate you visiting Do It Yourself with Wayne. We would like for you to click like on our video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us to grow, and also it makes it easier for you to find our future videos, like when we do the video about replacing these faucets in our bathroom. So at this point, I'd just like to say thank you for visiting Do It Yourself with Wayne, and we hope you have a great day.